Hi everyone, welcome back to another garden update. It's been quite a while since the last update I did. It's been about 6 weeks, but every time I've tried to come out here and do a video, it's been so windy that the audio you can't hear a word I'm saying. So this is the first chance I've had to get out here for a while to do a video, so I'll show you around the garden and what's been happening in the last 6 weeks and how things are progressing. And yeah, just have a quick tour and see what's going on. So I'll take you inside and show you what's happening. Okay, so back in the garden, and we'll start off down here at the end. And these are the small baby cabbages. There's only a few left now, so I'm slowly taking those. The green ones are gone, use those up, and these will soon get taken out and used up because I need the space. And then down here under this shade cloth is some seedlings that I've sown a while back, and these ones on the end here, the first one's nearest the camera, there's some flowers, can't remember what they're called now. Next one down are some brinjals, aubergines. In the white tray there, my peppers. Next one down is asparagus. Actually growing these for my mother-in-law. She gave me a packet of seeds and asked me to sow these. And then this next tray down here, these are some herb seeds which I only sowed on Monday. Today's Sunday, so it's less than a week and this tray's germinated. And then down there's another tray of herb seeds, and that's also herb seeds. So these 3 trays have germinated in less than a week. The other 2 trays are still indoors. Actually, the seeds that I sowed in that video, it shows you how I sow my seeds. This here is a courgette, 2 little tomatoes left there, and those 2 are sweet corn. And I'll show you where the rest of my seeds are. Yeah. The rest of the tomatoes I've taken out of those trays and they've all gone into pots. So tomato plants are in individual pots now, and all these were sown just over 6 weeks ago. So all these plants are 6 weeks old, just over. There's some more tomatoes on that side, and then these 3 here, the cucumbers, these 2, and that little runt that's basically almost dead. These 2 are butternut squash, and this one on the end there is a courgette. And there's another one in the tray there that's got to go in a pot soon because it's getting quite big. And moving on to the next bed. This bed here is 2 rows of lettuce, which I transplanted from trays, I think about 4 or 5 days ago, maybe last weekend. And then this row here is a row of spinach, which I sowed last weekend. So there'll be 1 row of spinach and 2 rows of lettuce. And if you can see, like that one there, and then there's another one there that basically look like they're dead. They've been eaten by cutworms. I've got an infestation of cutworms in my garden, and I'm looking at trying to find some sort of organic pesticide or way of getting rid of them. So you can buy the cutworm bait in the nurseries, but it's a chemical pesticide. I don't really want to put chemical stuff on the vegetable bed, so I'm trying to find a solution to get rid of these cutworms, because they're just chewing through my plants much better. We're moving down. These are my potatoes, which I showed you I sowed in my last video, well, last but one video. So these are about 6 weeks old as well. And I've just put these trellis work on the side here. These I normally use to grow my peas up, but I've just put them up on the side because once these get quite tall, they tend to flop over with the wind left and right, so this trellis work either side, just some chicken wire, will keep them in the middle, stop them from trying to grow outside of the beds. So that's the potatoes. This bed here, I've got 2 rows of carrots on this side and 2 rows of beetroot on this side, and as you can see, the beetroot has suffered from quite a poor germination, also been attacked by cutworms, and the carrots also quite poor germination. So what I've done is I've re-sown in the blank spots with some more seeds, and the beetroot are just starting to come up. There, there's a few popping up in here, so hopefully they'll fill up the gaps, and then I'll have 2 full rows of beetroot and carrots. Moving down to the next bed, another 2 rows of lettuce that I planted. Also lost 1 or 2 to cutworms, but these have been in a little bit longer than the ones I just showed you. I think these I transplanted maybe a week before the other ones, so they're a little bit bigger. And then there's the last of the carrots that were in this bed, and they're slowly disappearing. This bed, I can't remember if I showed you, I had the peas growing either side of these onions, so these were a bit starved of daylight, and as a result they haven't done much. So these are really, I might as well pull them out, not really much good for eating, so they're just taking up space at the moment. So that's all that's in that bed. Whereas in comparison, these are the onions that wasn't starved of light, and they're coming on quite nicely. A lot of them have gone to seed, as my red onions normally do, so I'll just have to make do with what I've got. But they're not bad size, they're coming alright. So they'll be in probably for another maybe 4 or 5 weeks before they start to go over, and I'll pull them out. This bed here, I've got sweet corn. I've grown sweet corn this year. I grew it once many years ago, so I thought I'd try it again. So there's 3 rows of 6, 18 plants in there, and these are also 6 weeks old since I sowed the seeds in trays. I think I transplanted them into the garden about maybe 2 weeks ago. They've been in the ground about 2 weeks, and I don't know if you can see as a size comparison, they're quite tall, probably about 200mm high, 8 inches high. And then in this bed I've got the green bush beans down the left hand side there, and I sowed another row of seeds down the middle last weekend, so I'm still waiting for those to germinate. And then over here is still the fennel. I've taken 2 or 3 of these out, but these have got to go soon because the butternut squash needs to go in here, and they need to get in the ground sooner rather than later, so I'm trying to get through these butternuts as quick as I can. So yeah, that's all that's going on in the garden at the moment. Things are starting to progress, things are growing nicely. I think things are growing a little bit better than this time last year, especially my seedlings. Tomato plants are definitely a lot bigger this stage of the year than they was last year. Last year they were tiny, they were probably more on the size of what I left in the trays there, those tiny little things like that, whereas this year they're a lot bigger. So hopefully things will grow a little bit better than they did last year. So I'll try and do more regular updates. It's been so windy lately that it's the audio you can't hear. I did actually come out here and do a couple of videos. When I played it back on the computer, you couldn't hear a word I was saying, so I just scrapped them. So that's all for now. As I say, I'll try and do a regular update next couple of weeks or so. So thanks for watching, and if you haven't done so already, please subscribe and click the little bell icon next to the subscription button, and you'll be notified every time a video goes up. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.